Hello friends, myself Kavita Kobane, a teacher from Gokhale Education Society's HL High School, welcomes you in Standard 10th Subject Maths 2, Chapter Pythagoras Theorems, Part 2 video. Before we start the work, a good thought should be there. Try, but don't cry. Without wasting much of your time, we will start up our video. We will try to understand the Pythagoras theorem with the help of the identities. The expansion of the identities you have learned. Now in the diagram, we can just see here the square box is given. That square is just divided into A and B, these two parts. Here this is A, this is B, this side also, this is a square. So it is divided A, B, here also A and B, here also A and B. Now I have just drawn the square and just the shaded portion I just cut a piece of paper and kept it over there. By using this, how we have to find it out? Now by just joining these points, we got a square in the middle. Now in the middle, when we are getting the square, here this is suppose A, this is B. Now square means the four angles are right angle triangle. So here the triangles which are formed here, 1, 2, 3 and 4, they all will be right angle. So if it is a right angle triangle, then here this is the side number A, this is side number B, and this side will be hypotenuse. So same with this also, this is a hypotenuse, here also the hypotenuse, here also the hypotenuse it is. So we will consider that side as a C here. So the area of this shaded portion is how much then? It is C square. See like this. The area of this square will, how much it will come? It is coming as C square. Now in this, you can just see the color portion of these triangles. I did with a paper cutting over here. The square portion, I just removed it, and these triangles also we cut it with the help of a scissor. That 4 triangles I am getting it here. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now we will just assemble this triangle and we will see what happens. Now I assembled the triangles here. The triangle number 1, 2, 3 and 4. When I assembled them in this square again, then I got the empty space here. This empty space, the area of this space will be A square and the area of this square will be how much? B square. So in the previous figure, you saw that the empty space area is how much? C square. And now when I join these triangles, then in this you are getting the empty space area is how much? A square and B square. So it will be equal. Now see here in the diagram, you can understand it carefully. In the previous diagram, we saw this color portion. The area of this one is how much? C square. Now the same box it is, and in this what we have done, we have assembled them, the triangles together, and the empty space. The area of this empty space is coming here. The one box is A square and the other one is B square. So from this we can conclude that A square plus B square is how much? C square, and that is what the Pythagoras theorem. So like this also we can prove by using the identities, the Pythagoras theorem. In the previous video, we have learned about the similarity and the right angle triangle. In that we have learned that the altitude is drawn in the right angle triangle. The triangle is dividing the triangle in 2 parts. And that 2 parts means 2 triangles. That 2 triangles are similar to each other and they are similar to the original one. This we have learned in the previous video. Now what we are going to learn in this is the theorem of geometric mean. Before we start the theorem, we should know the meaning of geometric mean. Geometric mean, indirectly we can call it as an average. It is a type of average it is. Okay. Now when we are just adding the numbers, that time the middle number which we are getting it. When we are adding, doing the addition, that time the numbers which we are getting it and that middle one we are getting, that is called as a arithmetic mean. And when we are multiplying the numbers and after that the middle number which we are getting it, that number is called as a geometric mean, or indirectly it is called as a square root of the product of two numbers. Suppose we have two numbers 4 and 8. We have to find out the geometric mean of that it is. So that time what we will do, we will take the product of these two. Product of these two is how much it is? 38. And the square root of it we have to take it. So 4 8 is 32. Square root of 32. Whatever the answer we are getting it, that is called as your geometric mean. So here the product will come here. It is 16 to the 32. So we will like this. 16 multiplied by 2. The answer will come as 4 under root of 2. So 4 under root of 2 is the geometric mean of these two numbers. So that is what the geometric mean here. Now we have to just see the geometric mean in case of geometry. Let's understand the theorem first. The statement it is. In a right angle triangle, the perpendicular segment to the hypotenuse from the opposite vertex is geometric mean of the segments into which the hypotenuse is divided. One by one we will take first. Now in a right angle triangle, means here the triangle is given as a right angle triangle. In that the perpendicular segment to the hypotenuse from the opposite vertex. So this is the hypotenuse and opposite vertex is Q. So from Q we have drawn a perpendicular to it, that is the QS, which is perpendicular to PR. PR is your hypotenuse. Then what it is given? The segment which is drawn here, this altitude. What it is? It is the geometric mean of the segments into which the hypotenuse is divided. It means it is the geometric mean. Geometric mean means the product of these two and the square root of it. That is called as a geometric mean. It means QS square is equal to PS multiplied by SR. The statement is like this. So we have to prove this one. So first of all, we will write down here the similarity. You have learned the previous one. Here the triangle is formed here. This is triangle number 1. This is triangle number 2. So these two triangles are similar. And if these two triangles are similar, then the corresponding sides, the ratio of the corresponding sides will be in proportion. That we write down first. Like this. So what is given? Triangle PQR. Then the QS is perpendicular to the hypotenuse SR. Now here these two triangles we have taken. That is QSR. That is the triangle number 1. And the PSQ. This is the triangle number 2. Now according to the similarity of the right triangles, if they are, because this is a right angle triangle and the altitude is there, so these two triangles are similar, that we have proved in the previous one. So according to that, these two triangles are similar, and if the two triangles are similar, then the ratio of the corresponding sides are in proportion. So the first one is QSR. From that QSR, from that we will take the QS first. QS means the base of this triangle we can take. So if you just tilt it this one, and you can find it out that here the base is what? PS. So here the first ratio is of QS by PS. The second one we will take the standing one. So in this triangle you can see this SR is the standing or the perpendicular one. Here in this triangle SQ is the perpendicular one. So here the ratio of SR by SQ we have taken. Now if you observe it carefully, you will find here the QS and SQ. The little bit change it is there, QS and here SQ, but they both are the same segment. For our convenience, we have rearranged it, written the same thing, QS by PS, and here the SR by QS. Instead of SQ, I have written here QS. Now if you will take the cross multiplication of this one, QS and QS, it becomes QS square, and here PS multiplied by SR. So it is like this. So here QS square is equal to PS multiplied by SR. So here we got the geometric mean of this triangle. So here we can say that the segment QS is the geometric mean of segment PS and SR. I told you the square root of the product of two sides. So if you will just convert this square, here this becomes the square root of this one. So here this QS square is equal to PS and SR. PS and SR, they are the two parts of the hypotenuse. The altitude is dividing this hypotenuse into two parts. So these two parts product is equal to the square of this altitude. This is what the geometry mean. Now we have to prove the Pythagoras theorem here by using the similarity of the triangles. So the theorem's statement is, in a right angle triangle, the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares of remaining two sides. So in a right angle triangle, the square of hypotenuse means AC square, is equal to how much? The sum of squares of remaining two sides. So remaining side is AB and BC square. We will write down this. So first we have written the given, that is the triangle ABC, and in that the angle ABC is 90 degree. Now we will write to prove what we have to find out. Like this we have to write down the given to prove and the construction which we did here, that is the BD is perpendicular to AC and the D is in between A and C. Now we have to write down the proof. We have to start the proof. So while starting the writing, we have to mention which V triangle we have considered. We have considered triangle ABC, and what we have done in the construction, that the segment BD is perpendicular to say hypotenuse AC. Now we have assumed the theorem. That theorem we have to write down in a statement like this. The theorem says that if the right angle triangle, in that if we draw the altitude, this will divide into two parts, and these two parts means the two triangles, they will be similar to each other and similar to the original one. The statement like will be put up like this. The triangle ABC, which is the original triangle, it will be similar to the ADB, here this one, and it is similar to triangle BDC. Here the reason we have to write down in a bracket always. If it is there, you should always write down the reason, and the reason we have written similarity of the right angled triangle. Now we will compare the two triangles together and we will write down the corresponding ratio, sides ratio here. So first we will compare this original triangle with the triangle ADB. Now together we will compare the two triangles. First one we will compare the original and the ADB. Original is ABC and ABD. This we have compared. So in that we have written the ratios of all the three sides. Here AB by AD. So here AB by AD. Second one is BC by DB. So here BC by DB. And third one is AC by AB. Here the three sides and the ratios we have written here, they are in proportion. Okay, because they are similar triangles. The same, the next we will do here, the ABC and BDC. ABC and BDC, this triangle. In that AB and BD. So here AB and BD. Second is BC and BC is to DC. And here the last one is AC is to BC. Like this, it is convenient to write just by seeing this naming over here. So you can write down. So here we have written the ratios of the corresponding sides. If you observe it carefully, here the ratio is common. That is AB by AD, and here also AB by, sorry, it is AB by AD and here AB by BD it is. So that we will just cancel it. Not to cancel, we have to just take common here. Here AB by AD and here AC by AB. Here ABB is common in cross section. So we have taken these two ratios. Here also we have taken the BC by DC and here AC by BC. Here BC, BC you can just see they are in the cross section and common here. Now do the cross multiplication of this. So here AB into AB, it becomes AB square, AD into AC, here AC into AD. Here the BC and BC, BC square, DC and AC will be multiplied. Now this is the equation number 1 and this is the equation number 2. Now when we will do the addition of 1 and 2 together here, just by adding 1 and 2 statement numbers, then we are getting it here AB square plus BC square. Here this is AB square and this is BC square. So here AB means AC into AD. So AC into AD and BC means AC into DC. In this, if you will see here, this AC is common. This one and this one. So this we have taken out AC here. What is remaining? AD and DC. AD plus DC is remaining. So if you observe the figure carefully above there, you will find it out here that ADDC, it makes a AC. So that we have written it here. That AD plus DC, it becomes how much? AC. So here AC into AC, it becomes AC square. So the statement we are getting it here, AB square plus BC square is equal to AC square. If you rearrange it just for our convenience, it becomes like this. That is AC square is equal to AB square plus BC square. And this is our Pythagoras theorem. So like this, we can prove the Pythagoras theorem. Next, we will see the converse of the Pythagoras theorem. This is just for the study purpose. It is not going to be asked in the examination. The statement of the theorem we have to see. In a triangle, if the square of one side is equal to the sum of the squares of the remaining two sides, then the triangle is a right angle triangle. Our theorem, regular theorem, is saying that if it is a right angle triangle, then this condition is given. But in the converse, it is the condition here it is given. If the square of one side is equal to the square of the sum of the square of remaining two sides, then the triangle is a right angle triangle. So for that, we have taken this triangle here. So what it is given? The triangle ABC it is given, but it is not given right angle triangle. We have to prove it. So what it is? Only the Pythagoras theorem it is given. The hypotenuse square is equal to AB square plus BC square. But it is not mentioned it is a hypotenuse. It is just mentioned the sides. The biggest side square is equal to the sum of the square of the other two sides. Now what we have to prove here, the angle ABC is 90 degrees. So here angle ABC, it is 90 degree. Now for that we have just done the construction. What we have done, we have just drawn the triangle PQR such that AB is equal to PQ and BC is equal to QR. Here an triangle PQR. In this angle PQR is 90 degree. Okay. Now we will see the proof. So for understanding purpose, I have drawn the diagrams over here so that you can understand. You can see and you can understand it properly. So the diagram PQR, in this a similar triangle to ABC we have drawn, that is PQR. In that AB is equal to PQ. Here AB is equal to PQ, BC is equal to QR, and here the triangle here in this angle Q means angle PQR is 90 degree. Now the proof we have to do. Now in this proof we have taken the triangle PQR where the angle Q is 90 degree, and if it is a right angle triangle, then hypotenuse square is equal to side 1 square plus side 2 square. So hypotenuse is PR, side 1 means PQ square and side 2 means QR square. So according to Pythagoras theorem, the statement is like this. If PQ is equal to AB, here it is, AB and PQ both are equal. In place of PQ, we can write here AB square, and in place of QR, we can write here BC square, which is given, and through the construction we come to know. So AB square is equal to BC square. This statement will change. And now if these two will be equal, then what will happen here? This is given AC square. In the statement starting we have saw to prove. It is given in that. So AC square. So we can prove here that PR square is equal to AC square. So if PR is squares are equal, then if you remove the square, then PR is equal to AC. And if PR is equal to AC, and if AC is a hypotenuse, because PR is a hypotenuse in this triangle, and if PR is equal to AC, then these two are hypotenuse. So given two triangles are congruent to each other through triple S test. All the three sides are equal. So indirectly we can prove here that the angle ABC is equal to angle PQR, and that is how much? 90 degree. So this is how we have to prove the converse of the Pythagoras theorem. Just take a preview of this chapter. What we have learned in this: Pythagoras theorem, geometric mean, and the converse of the Pythagoras theorem. Hope you must have understood the topics explained in this video. Thanks for watching. Stay home, stay safe. Take care of your health. And next video we are going to solve the practice set of this chapter, that is 2.1. Till then, bye.